There is a well-known joke that says that every Jewish holiday can be summarized as they tried to kill us, we won, let's eat. It's funny, right? But also, like most Jewish humor, it's only the surface. Beneath the laughter, there is something very profound here. Eating is not just survival or even pleasure. In Judaism, eating is a holy act. And this has been taught to us from the very beginning. If we look at Parashah Tzav, we see this very clearly. The Torah spends a lot of time detailing sacrifices, the burnt offerings, the grain offerings, the sin offerings. But notice something that it's easy to miss. It doesn't stop at the sacrifice. For some of the offerings, the priests themselves ate a portion. The eating itself was part of the ritual. The act of consuming, of internalizing, of making part of oneself part of the service of God, this was considered holy. The priests ate in the context of holiness, in a ritual framework, understanding that to eat was to participate in God's service. This elevates food from mere sustenance to a sacred engagement. The food becomes a vessel for connection, for gratitude, and for reflection. And this is echoed through Jewish texts. Think of Abraham, who welcomes the 3 visitors and prepares a meal. The Torah emphasizes not just their arrival, but the bread, the calf, the curds, the milk, and every detail matters. And the text said that it was God and some angels who were visiting Abraham. His hospitality is not just about feeding the guests. It's a moment of holiness, a shared act with God present. Later, Moses and the leaders ascend Mount Sinai, and the Torah tells us they share a meal in God's presence. Eating is a form of communion, a way of bringing the divine into our daily earthly actions. And this upcoming week, we'll be gathering with our families and friends for the Seder, which takes these lessons even further. Our Seder night, and we eat intentionally matzah, the bread of affliction, and the bread of freedom, reminding us of slavery, maror, the bitter herbs recalling oppression, charoset, the sweetness of hope, the bone that we see symbolically representing the sacrifice, the egg, the symbol of renewal. Each bite carries memory, carries meaning and intention. To eat at the Pesach Seder is to participate in history, in theology, and in identity. We consume the symbols, and the story becomes part of who we are. In the temple, eating was part of the ritual. At the Seder, eating is the ritual. Across our texts, eating is never incidental. It is a medium through which we encounter God and community. This raises questions for us today. How do we eat in a world of abundance and distraction? Judaism gives us a guidance through kashrut, the laws of what we may eat, how we may eat, and what combinations are appropriate. But these laws are not simply prohibitive. They cultivate mindfulness. They teach us that eating is not a trivial act. It is a moment for attention, for gratitude, and for reflection. And mindful eating also calls us to awareness of those who do not share in our abundance. Many in our own communities and beyond struggle with food insecurity. Our observance has a communal dimension. When we sell our chametz in our synagogue, the donation is used to support the local food bank. We also continue our tradition of collecting food items as you clean your shelves and kitchen pantries before Pesach. In honoring the holiness of eating, we are reminded that food is a gift meant to be shared. The Seder says, "Let anyone who is hungry come and eat." We are asked to be mindful in our consumption, to understand that eating is both a physical act and a spiritual practice. When we eat, we recognize the sacred in our meal. We turn an ordinary act into a holy one. In our contemporary lives, this can be revolutionary. Amid fast food, endless snacks, and hurried meals, Judaism reminds us every meal is an opportunity for presence, for connection, and for sanctification. Whether it is a Shabbat meal with family, a slice of challah dipped in salt, or the Seder plate on Pesach, we are invited to eat, not just to live, but to live holy through eating. So yes, every Jewish holiday can be summarized as they tried to kill us, we won, let's eat. But now we see why the joke is also very serious. Eating is a victory. Eating is a celebration. Eating is a sacred encounter. It is how we integrate history, ritual, and God into the body and soul. Eating in Judaism is not just about food. It is about gratitude, memory, and holiness. May our meals be reminders of our freedom, our connection, and the divine presence that enters even the simplest acts of life. And may we taste, savor, and remember that in every bite we live, we celebrate, and we sanctify. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Kasher V'Sameach.